Good morning, everyone. My name is Carla, and you've reached my FlossTube channel, Carla Being Crafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I enjoy and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is FlossTube number 162. It's Sunday, October 16th. Welcome. If this is your first time finding my channel, then I hope that you enjoy and I want to hit like, subscribe, all that stuff. I have a super thanks button below if anybody wants to use that. Completely not necessary, of course, but it is there if it is something that you would like to do. And if you are a returning viewer, then I want to say welcome to you too, and thank you so much for coming and spending this time with me. You guys know I enjoy so much coming on here every Sunday and showing you what I've accomplished during the week. Doing these videos keeps me motivated to get stitching done, which I always enjoy. Sometimes it's a little hard to start in the evenings because I feel like being a couch potato, but honestly, once I start and get going on it, I always really enjoy it, and it relaxes me and it finishes off my day in a very good and happy way. So I want to say thank you for being a motivation, because I always want to show you guys stuff. So yeah, it's a motivating factor for me to do this. I haven't done any extra videos lately. I have two cat lady boxes that are sitting over here to do, and I've just been really a sloth about it. I just haven't wanted to do it. So I would say maybe I'll do it this afternoon, but the reality is I probably won't. But maybe I'll do it when I get home from work tomorrow or something. See if Baggy's in the mood to open some boxes and help me out. And then if I do them early in the week, then I'll post them on Wednesday. But yeah, welcome everybody. Your Southern California weather report. It was nice and cooler this week, kind of in the mid 70s most of the week. Yesterday it actually rained. It wasn't really forecast to rain that much, but then it was cloudy all day, and last night it rained for several hours. It has been raining, I don't want to say all week, but several mornings during the week. When I got up in the morning, there was, you know, puddles and the rails were wet and everything. So it has rained overnight a couple days, and then Friday it wasn't really raining in the morning, but it was like almost like there was a low cloud, because it was just completely like misty and, you know, wet, but not actually like drops, if that makes any sense. And of course it's a momentous thing because we definitely are still in a drought here in Southern California. I'm sorry, I'm being like distracted by all these little things. And I'm talking fast today, aren't I? You'd think I had a bunch of coffee. I haven't had anything. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm hungry. But yeah, we're still in a drought here in Southern California, so we need rain. Plus, I really like rainy days. When it's gray and rainy, actually, I really like it. I don't find it like depressing. Maybe if I was somewhere where it was like that all the time, but I like it. I like it being misty and gray and rainy. So yesterday was nice, and it's a little bit misty today. When I started my video, or when I was getting ready for it, the sun was out more than it is right now. So it's going to be a cooler day today. But then, as is how it is in Southern California, you can't like settle in and enjoy the fact that it's getting to be cooler weather. Tights and sweaters weather. I wore tights on Friday. It was nice. But you can't settle in and enjoy that, because it's going to be up to 90 again on Wednesday this week. So it's going to go back up and then come back down to the 70s again for next week. So that's how we are. That's how we are. Usually there's always kind of like, it always kind of chills off right before the end of the month in October, which it's been like that my whole life, and I can say that with confidence, because it always was a bummer when I was growing up, when you plan a Halloween costume and then it turns cold right before, and you have to wear a big old bulky coat over your cute little, you know, princess outfit before you go trick-or-treating. Happened every year. Happened every year. But yeah, so hopefully the cool will settle in and we can have nice cool weather. Now, you know, I live here in Southern California. I'm not gonna get like snow. It's not gonna get to be in the 30s and 40s, except occasionally at night. We'll have 1 or 2 days where it goes that low. It's not gonna get that cold here. But if it stayed in like the 60s with cool weather and a little bit rainy, misty, that would be my ideal. I could really handle that for a little bit of time. So anyway, that's your weather report. So yesterday we had our monthly, every so often Zoom call, whatever you want to call it. I change it around, so it's never anything set. It was really fun. It was 10 o'clock here when I started it, and we stayed on for probably about 3.5 hours, I think, because I was starting to get, it was time for lunch. It was, well, yeah, it was like 3.5 hours because it was about time for me to get something to eat, and it was just really enjoyable, just stitching and chatting. And it was my second day in a row doing that, because the night before we had a Zoom chat with some friends who are scattered all over the country as well. So that was fun too. We haven't kind of done that in several months, so it was nice to kind of catch up. And it was interesting. We could hear one of my friends actually is the COVID safety CSA, COVID safety manager. I think that's her title, COVID safety manager, backstage on Broadway. For right now, she's working on the show 6. So what she was saying, that Broadway is different shows are having different rules right now with COVID protection and stuff, and she's still working on a show that is being, you know, very compliant. Other shows have kind of like dropped their COVID safety protocols, but then what happens is if people still have to test. If they have, I guess, 5 people who get sick within a week in the cast, then they have to go back to full monitoring. And if they have 3 people in 3 days. So she said Hamilton just, you know, she said Hamilton dropped their safety protocols, and then immediately had to get them again because they had 5 people get sick in a week. Her show 6 has kept them. So basically she is the one who does testing of all the cast members and crew members, she doesn't monitor people wearing masks, but she's there to kind of just keep an eye on things and make sure that people are not being unsafe. I mean, obviously on Broadway, in the rehearsal process and everything, they can't wear masks while they're rehearsing, singing or dancing or that kind of thing. So there is a risk, you know, of them infecting each other, but it's her job to test everybody and keep track of if anybody's gotten sick. So anyway, it was interesting, but she was actually, it was Friday night, so there was a show going on. So she got on after, you know, the show started, but we could hear all the Broadway music happening in the background. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, so I was, sorry. That happens at least like once a video, right? Where I kind of lose my train of thought there for a second. So anyway, our Stitchy Zoom was yesterday. I haven't set one for next month or whatever yet, but watch the description box, because as soon as I get one on the calendar, I just need to look at my calendar and see what is happening with me. As soon as I get one on the calendar, then I will go ahead and post it on there, and of course tell you guys about it, but just keep an eye out if you are interested and want to put it on your calendar. I'm thinking maybe it won't be next weekend, obviously, because I will be going to Ernest Stacy's. The weekend after that is the weekend before Halloween, which we could do one, but I don't know. Probably it's going to probably be the first weekend in November, first or second weekend in November, is what I'm looking at right now. And I am still thinking that I'm going to do a New Year's Eve Zoom, probably starting at 8 o'clock my time, and just staying on until nobody else wants to be on anymore. I realize if it's 8 o'clock my time, it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, and so only an hour away from midnight for you guys. Obviously, if I stay until midnight here, then it's 3 o'clock in the morning there, and I don't think that you guys are going to be staying on with me if you are 3 hours away from me. But who knows? There's a lot of people who are late night stitchers or all night stitchers or whatever, and so I just think it would be fun to do. And I do have a New Year, New Start kind of project I talked about last week that I'm excited to do, so I'll probably start that while on the Zoom, because to me, New Year's Eve is New Year, New Start. You don't have to wait until the 1st to do it. So yeah, that's my plans. If you think that you might join me, let me know, just because I'm curious if anybody's gonna like stop in on New Year's Eve. I mean, I know most people have people to spend it with, or things to do, parties to do. I don't have anything like that, and New Year's Eve has never been like a big party night for me. I probably will get a few snacky type things that make it feel like a party, like, you know, some chip and dip, and you know, some, I don't know if I'll drink. You know, I don't like drinking enough to sit and drink by myself, to be quite honest. So so maybe I'll just get some kind of fancy soda or something that I don't usually get. Oh, I know what I could get. I could get those Clearly Canadians that I really want, but they're like $4 a bottle, so I don't. So sparkling waters. But yeah, so maybe I'll get a couple of those, splurge, and get a couple of $4 bottles of Clearly Canadian to drink on New Year's Eve. That sounds like a plan. But yeah, so I would love to spend some time with you guys, anybody who is interested, and, you know, you don't have to be alone on New Year's Eve because you can spend it with me. So anyway, so those are the plans for the Zooms and stuff. Nothing much happened this week to tell you guys about. I spent Monday night on my brother's couch, like I talked about, because they finished sealing the asphalt. The parking lot looks really nice, I gotta say. You know, it's all nice and dark, and they painted all the new all the lines are nice and bright and new. Doesn't seem like there's any yucky potholes or anything. Not that there were any really bad ones before, but you know, it looks nice. To be honest, I don't so much care that it looks nice if it means that they feel justified in upping the rents. I'd rather have a crappy parking lot and lower rent, but they're gonna up the rents anyway, so if they're gonna do that, they might as well have the parking lot look nice, right? So I spent the first half of the week kind of catching up on being tired. So I didn't sleep that great on Sunday night just because I was really stressed about having to get up early, you know, and making sure that I got up early, making sure I got out and all that kind of stuff. And then of course Monday night I was on a sofa, which is really comfortable, but it's still not the same as sleeping in your bed. So yeah, so I was catching up a little bit on that, but you know, it is what it is. I did a bunch of training this week. In the industry that I work in, we have to do like regulatory continuing education training every year, and so the stuff that was required for my broker dealer was due by the end of October. And my boss was out of town for a couple days, so it was a good opportunity for me to do it. You guys know how it is, okay? My boss has to do continuing education, and he either does it from home or closes the door to his office, and you know, and don't disturb him. He's doing the continuing education. I have to do the exact same continuing education, but I have to do it with the phone ringing and clients calling in and him having questions for me. And if I say anything, it's like, oh, well, you can do, I'm out of town, you know, I'm not gonna be in the office, so you can do it. The phone's still ringing, the clients are still calling in. So, and I'm doing the exact same stuff as him. So why is it that I have to like fit it in and he has to have everything quiet, and you know, because that's how it is in this world. Yeah. I'm sure that a lot of you can relate to that sort of thing. So anyway, I had to do that training, and then on top of that, I actually got to notice that my my regulatory element, which means, oh, can you guys hear that? There's a dog outside that is really barking. Okay. I have my windows open because I like the cool fresh air today, so I do have my windows open, so you might hear outside noises. What was I saying? Oh, so I had to do the firm, what they call the firm element CE, because that was due by the end of October. But then I also got a notification that my window was open, that I had to do regulatory CE, which is done through FINRA. I had to do that as well. And that wasn't due till the end of January, but you know, I got it over with. So I was doing a lot of like class type things this week, and you know, having to take, not tests, but you know, you watch the videos or you watch the training, and then after every section there'll be like 5 or 6 questions, and you know, you don't have to, it's not like a test where you have, I mean, you do have to get a certain percentage right, and I mean, I did, but you know, it's not the kind of thing where if you don't get it right, you're, you know, in trouble. You just take it again. But anyway, so I was doing that a lot this week. And then the evening I was just, you know, stitching my normal stuff. So nothing too exciting, except I do feel like I'm a bit on a roll because, as was predicted, I do have a finish to show you guys today. So we're done with all the preamble. We're into the actual stitching, and I have finished. Ta-da! I finished Tulips and Fans. Yay! Because I was on 2 Zoom calls, so I was able to finish it. My counted canvas piece. I pretty much have a counted, since I started doing counted canvas, I've pretty much had a counted canvas piece on the go all the time, and I love them. And I have, gosh, I have 5 or 6 more patterns like this that are in my stash. And now the question is what's the next one I'm gonna do? I do like to have one of these for when I'm on Zoom calls. So I was looking through and like, do I want to start another one? I think I'm gonna hold off. Because I have other stuff that I can stitch. I have needlepoint stuff that I can stitch in November for the November Zoom, and then I'll start another one early next year, just because I just have this desire to get my whip count down before the new year starts. I mean, and if I start another one, you know, finishing this one doesn't take anything off the count. So anyway, so this is Tulips and Fans from Nancy's Needles is the company, and it's one of the quilt series. Everything that I'm using is called for. I think I got it on eBay, I think, as a kit, or did I get it from Nancy's Needles? I think maybe I got it from Nancy's Needles, and I got the threads as well, the thread pack. The only difference is they did substitute this, it is a Rainbow Gallery Gold Rush. It was a different color originally charted, but that color stopped being made, so they started using this one instead. And the only change that I made to the chart, which was like a last minute change, I finished this while I was on my Zoom call yesterday. And the only that's charted up to the cream. So I measured it while I was on the call, and I was like, you know, to see how big it is, and it's like 10 1/4 inches. And well, in fact, all of these that I've done 3. Well, I've done 4. I did my lime cube, so that's the only one that I haven't just popped in a frame. So I decided to just pop this in another frame, hang it where the other ones are. But you know, you can get a 10-inch square frame, or you can get an 11-inch square frame. So it was like, do I want to get a 10-inch and cut off a little bit of the edge, which I didn't, or I thought I could get an 11-inch square frame and just stitch some extra border, so basically it would act as a mat because if some of this green gets cut off, I don't care. So that's what I decided to do. So I added another bit of green. I had plenty of this color, so I added a little bit of a green border so that I could get an 11-inch square frame, and it would fit a little bit better. But it's really pretty. Let's see, this is done with GaRon watercolors, the outside green, the creamy color, which is actually really prettily variegated between like yellow and green and white. It's called Lime Ice is what that color is. And then the Potpourri, which is the highly variegated one. And then this is Rosebud is the pink one. The Bright Coral is actually a DMC Pearl Cotton. The green, this green that's in these like triangles, that's a Pearl Cotton as well. And then the orangey variegated is called Flamingo. That is also a GaRon watercolors. So very pretty. Now, as I said, this is a Gold Rush 14, so it's in all these little corner bits, and then I don't know if you can see, but it just outlines all of these little peaks. This is how much I have left on my card. I was like so worried when I was doing this that I was gonna run out. From Nancy's Needles uses this Gold Rush stuff a lot. I don't really like it. I mean, it looks really pretty. The problem is this is a chain ribbon or a chain floss, which means it's like crocheted almost. The problem is, and I have so little, I don't mind if I ruin it here. The problem is if you get a little bit and it gets snagged on something, it will unchain and then it's unusable. So yeah, so I don't really love it as a fiber to use. So, and it's not available like at 1-2-3 Stitch or the normal places that I normally get floss. So probably going forward, when it calls for something that is this Gold Rush stuff, I'm going to substitute something else. I'm going to find something else that basically any cording that's about this size. I mean, this is nice and flexible, which is I'm sure why they use it, because it lays really nice. It is very sparkly and pretty. But I don't like this chain stuff because you do run the risk of having that happen while you're stitching with it, and then it wastes a bunch of it. So, you know, and I got pretty close. This was scary. This is the Pearl Cotton. But anyway, so yeah, so it's finished. I did order a frame that's going to be coming today. I got an inexpensive, I think it was $11 frame from Amazon, and I was debating on whether to get a weight frame or a distressed weight. I have a lot of my things that I framed in kind of like a barn wood weight, whatever, but I ended up getting one that was light wood. I have a feeling it's going to be kind of like this. It's going to kind of be that color. I thought maybe the white wouldn't look good because this is not white. This is kind of off white and variegated with other colors. So yeah, so I decided to go with the natural wood because it was honestly, it was a couple dollars cheaper. So yeah, so I'll show you that next week when I get it popped in the frame. Okay, so that was my finish. I didn't have any new starts. I'm trying really hard not to start new things, even though I really want to, you guys. It's like, I think it's because I told myself I'm not gonna, that now I really want to start things. But I am listening to my desire to finish things, which is a little bit stronger right now. So here's my list. just visually to show you guys. This is my little list that I made of things that I wanted to finish this year that I was going to try in the last couple months, try and focus on finishing. And the pink ones are the ones that I thought have a higher chance of getting finished. And the purple ones now are the ones that I actually done. So, yep, so I've gotten three marked off the list. One that I just decided to be finished. That was the Little Mermaids that I cut out and fully finished them. And I added one because I started Frog Dancer, but I still think I can get that finished. So, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 left that are pink. And 3 that are big asks. One of them is the All Hallows Eve, which I don't think I'm gonna get done. I think after this month, I'm gonna go ahead and put it away, but I'm gonna pull out my Hanukkah, my Satsuma Street, Peace and Light, and maybe that will get finished. I don't know, but maybe. Okay, so aside from that, I do have some whips. As I said, I was at Erin and Stacy's, and when I am at Erin and Stacy's, I work on, at least for now, I work on Sampler Osha. It is my going to Erin and Stacy's project. It is by Jardin Privé. It is my only, what I would call true sampler, and I really love it. I don't really like samplers, but I really like this one. So, this is done on a 20 count ice blue Aida, so it's very light blue. Probably so light that in the camera it doesn't look blue, but here's the total picture, and I just worked in this little box. And I'm doing this with Sulky Threads. That is a combo that I really like. I like 20 count Aida on with Sulky, with 1 strand of Sulky. I just really like that. It's a great combo. I'm using a variegated for the majority of it, and then a solid purple for all of the cats, and a solid rosy pink color for all the other little like birds and mice and hearts and stuff. And I keep this in this nice little project bag that I got for Valentine's Day from the kids in 2021, I think. Okay, so I did work on Frog Dancer this week, which is a DesignWorks kit that I just recently got and had to start. It just got to me. It was calling my name, called my name to buy it, called my name to start it. I did get its companion piece, so I will show you that in a few minutes. I don't know what it is about her. I'm not a frog person, but this frog just got under my skin. I just have to work on her. So as you can see, it's a pretty small stitch, so I do think it's 100% possible that I would get this finished this year. And I'm doing this on a Damask Aida. I think I said it was 14. I think it's a 16 count Damask. As I was working on it, I'm like, this feels tinier than 14 count. And then I counted it, and it is. It's somewhere between a 16 and an 18. Okay. I worked on my lion Biscornu. It's from Tiny Modernist. Yeah, Tiny Modernist line Biscornu. So I started this in August with my friend Dawn. We're actually using a hashtag, which I think I've only posted to it once, but Biscornu Beginner. And my birthday's in August, so every August I do two sals. I do a Black Cat birthday sal, and then I do something with a lion on it. And this is what I'm doing this year. Sometimes I finish it in August and sometimes I don't. So I was working on this lion and flowers and stuff. He has a little bit more to go in his body, and then, you know, the back stitching and everything. But I don't know if I said, I went online onto the Tiny Modernist YouTube channel to see how to put the Biscornu together. I think I may have said that already, but it doesn't look that hard. And it's stitched, but it's not like machine stitched, it's hand done. So that seems very doable. Okay, and then last but definitely not least, I worked on my chatelaine this week. My green lace mandala, I think is what it's called. The problem is that it's actually called mystery number 2 or something, because originally this was a mystery chart done in 3 parts, so you only got each part at a time, I guess. Here is a very bad picture of it, but it gives you an idea. So let's see, I think this like inner square, I think, is the first part. And then the second part, I think, is like this like part that's in the white and the outside border. And then the third part is these corners. I think that's how it's done. But I'm still on this very middle part, but I'm almost finished with it. I'm probably gonna do the beading on this at the end. I could do the regular beads, but I'm definitely not going to do that the big, really pretty flower bead until I'm done, because I don't want it to get knocked around. But there we go. And I'm learning as I go. I think the eyelets look better when I do the cross stitches first, and which is probably how you're supposed to do it. The cross stitches that surround it and then do the eyelet, rather than trying to do the eyelet and then do the cross stitches. I had a couple eyelets that when I went to go do the cross stitches, the eyelets weren't really done that great, and I just kind of went over them again. But for the most part, I think they look good. So you can see there's like a few holes here. Those are beads. There's a big bead that goes in the middle, and then the last color that's in this like square, I'm about, well, I've only actually done it on the one side. The one side has the final color, so I need to do that color around. And then the next step is some back stitched, what she calls fencing. So that's the next step. So yeah, I'm actually enjoying this. It's so pretty. I'm doing it on, I am doing it on a piece of 28 count Opal Lugana. Lugana I really think is my favorite. Opal Lugana is my favorite. Pale and light aqua from Dying for Cross Stitch. Okay, so that was all my whips. I do have haul this week. Not a ton, a little. And I actually have another little bit of an order that is sitting in my mailbox, so I will probably get that tomorrow. I have some more flosses that need to go with the Pinky and Blue Boy. That's what this is for. This is my New Year's New Start project. So maybe I'll start working on putting that up. So that was just DMC. Then I got some pearl cotton. This is for future county canvas pieces. I got a few more GaRon watercolors, also for county canvas, and some sparkly stuff, also for county canvas. So I have in my head that I really want to try and like pull from stash for the county canvas, but sometimes best laid plans. It's like, yeah, I have that plan, or I have that in my head, and then it doesn't always work that way. And then last but not least, I have the companion to the Frog Dancer, which is called Frog Bouquet. So where's my Frog Dancer? So there's the Frog Dancer, and then Frog Bouquet. They really are cute. She's cuter, but I think how great to have them both together. And I didn't know about this one when I kitted this one up. Hopefully I have another piece of Damask Aida. I know I have another piece of Damask Aida in a slightly different color, so that might be what I have to do, but that definitely isn't going to get started this year. Even if I want to start it right away after I finish this one, maybe I'll just put it in here. I wouldn't do that until next year. Okay, so plans for next week is just to keep going. I kind of feel like I'm on a roll. I need to like have a finish a week, which I don't think is going to be possible. I have 3 like tiny things, well, they're not really tiny, but 3 small things. I have the Italian Street Cats and Midnight Meow and the Lion Be Scorn You, and I have the Butterfly Do a Needlepoint, which just has to have the back stitching done. So I have these other things that if I work on them, I could get them done. So yeah, so I feel like I'm on a roll. I gotta keep going with these things. I am missing some of my other projects, I gotta tell ya. I wanted to pull them out, but have stuck to the stuff on the list, just because I want to get those things finished. I want to get the whip list down, and then next year, you know, I'm free to like go to town again and just start what I want to when I start what I want to start when I want to start it. But I'm holding myself back right now, just because I think overall it's gonna make me happier to get my whip list down than it will be to start new things. Because you know, you forget, especially when you do have more whips, when you get into that higher level, which for me is probably when I got over like 20 or so, and I'm around the 40-ish mark right now. I think I'm maybe a little bit over 40, 41 or 2, something like that. When you get to that point, for me, you start forgetting, like, oh yeah, you have that project and you haven't worked on it in a really long time and you really like it. So yeah, so there's things like that where there's stuff I want to get done, to have it off my list so that there's other things I can start. So anyway, I think that is going to be it for me. It's a little bit shorter of a video this week. I didn't have a lot of like stuff to talk about beforehand, and but yeah, that's what it is. I hope that you guys have a really great week going forward, that you have nice weather, that you have lots of relaxing stitchy time, and I'm going to be at Ernest Stacy's next weekend, so that will be fun. We'll be doing some sort of Halloween-y related things, I'm pretty sure. Ooh, do you guys hear that? My cat is over on my bed, and boy, his ears just perked up. He doesn't usually hear stuff like that. I had the cat TV on during the Zoom meeting yesterday for him. So he was sleeping a lot, but every so often he'd wake up and he'd watch TV for 10 minutes and be like, oh, there's birds on there, there's squirrels. And then he'd like get bored and go back to sleep. But it was kind of fun to have it on for him. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble, which means it's time to get off of here and get it uploaded. Last week it uploaded fairly quickly. The week before it took 8 hours. You guys will know because you'll see it when it's up. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. And until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Carla. Bye-bye.